Hello, I'm Alex, and today I'm going to be talking about Resolume Avenue 4, which I'm going to be using, hopefully, for my major project in photography. So I'm just going to kind of go through it, go through how I'm probably going to be using it, just using the example clips that are built into the program, and just kind of talking about it a little bit. So let's get into that. So over here we have Resolume. Let's just open that up. Cool. So go to here, go to preferences, go to Midi. So here I have the Remote SL25 from Novation, and this is a Novation Launchpad S. So you can see these are in my Midi devices. Basically means that I can trigger these clips, do stuff with all these thingamajigs, and just control everything basically from these two kind of control surfaces. Hopefully when the project is finished I won't need this anymore because this is big and confusing, whereas with this people can just press buttons on it and it should just work, which would be excellent. Let's just check that. Yeah, there we go, so there's MIDI output on it. Cool. I have a keyboard over to my left, so I'm going to press Control Shift M to bring up the MIDI mapping mode, so everything turns yellow. So now if I click on something and I press this top button on the launch pad, there we go. You can see that it's mapped that, comes up with 1E4, so I can just do that for the rest of the ones along the top row and then the next row. So you will see that I've mapped the first 6 buttons on here to the first 6 clips up on here on the screen, and then here I've mapped an extra 2, well an extra 1 on the end. This is so that if I'm playing a clip here, I can then press that and it will cancel that clip out. I'll show you that in a minute. So down here we have the dashboard, which gives us easy control over some of these different parameters down here. So I can hit this, I can turn this little knob here, comes up with that. I'll do the same with this one, same with this, and so on. So there we go. So these ones here are now mapped to all of these ones. And if I want to add in like some distortion or something, I can then start using these faders over here. So if we grab the distortion over here, can plonk it on there. Want some goo? Of course we do. Want some wave warp? Oh, 100%. Cool beans. Right. So do we need anything else over here? Not really. No. Oh, let's map tap to one of these, shall we? Cool. So then I just hit Control Shift M and back out of MIDI mapping mode because we don't need that anymore. So there we go. If we look over here at the flip, when I turn this dial here, the flip goes up and down, and you can also see down here in the actual video effects panel that goes up and down. It's the same with the hue. I can basically do all of them at once. Let's make this a little bit bigger, shall we? Because we don't really need this panel because we won't be importing anything. So here, as you can see, is the output monitor. If you go up to here, it gives you full screen for everything. I have 4 displays plugged in right now, 1, 2, 3, and there's a 4th one over there behind the camera. So I can put it to any of these, but I won't, so it's just disabled. Basically, well, what should happen is when I press this, it should trigger this clip here. So let's try that out. There we go. This is the free version, so it's got this big old watermark, but I will sort that out. So this has turned yellow. This is because I have the MIDI out. Otherwise it would just be blank, which is useless. So I can then hit this one and it cancels it because, as you can see over here, it's connected to this one. So these ones down here, I'm just clicking on these with my mouse, but you can see them down here. These are solid video, and then these ones allow you to layer them up. So if I want some circles and I want some squares, there we go. That's hey, that's pretty good. And then you can whack a big old triangular pyramid in there. So if you then look over here, we are back to the dials that control the dashboard things. So I can use the hue, which, there we go. You can kind of see, changes everything. That's pretty good. The flip just flips the whole scene. About there. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Basically, you can combine all these different layers to create something kind of new. Well, I mean, combine the effects. You can combine the layers and you can create something new. Like, there we go, and then we can like flip it to halfway, and there's some pretty cool X's. That's pretty cool. And we can do this. We can take this one off. And I mean, look at that. That's great. Put a little bit of that on there. You can make it twitch around. That's like some dubstep vibes right there. You can kind of incorporate this kind of thing. It's called Drunk. Yeah, that looks pretty insane. You can make it so that it trails, which is kind of like a, you know, when you're in a film and you're just being drugged. It's pretty good. You can give it kind of like an old-fashioned distortion kind of thing. We turn the flip off. There you go. That kind of shows that off a little bit better. Quite a lot of the effects work better at halfway, like Drunk, because then it's not taking over the entire screen. If you turn it up the whole way, then it does some weird things, which just aren't great. So the RGB one is one of my favorite ones. I mean, look at that. That's just cool at this point. It's just really nice. I love it. So what else can I show you? Oh, there's quite an interesting thing in the MIDI mapping. Let's turn that off. Go back to my MIDI mapping menu. So if I go over here and I go to the flip, if you see down here, it gives me a range. So as I said before, things work better when they've only been turned halfway. So you can bring the range here down to 0.5. So this way, no matter how far I turn this, it will only go halfway, or at least that should be how it works. Let's try that out. Whip out this random speaker thing. There we go. Oh, right, let's try it with this one actually. So, go back to the composition layer. You'll see I'm turning this the whole way, but it's actually only going halfway so that it does the cool effects. Oh, there's some strobe. So, if I bring up some music, let me open up YouTube. Let's listen to some Neck Brace by Excision. Hopefully, I won't get a copyright claim on it because I'll only play a little bit. So I'm just going to use this thing and a lot of the twitch. You get the idea. So basically, yep, Resolume lets you do whatever you want. So what I will be doing with it, hopefully, is loading a bunch of my own clips in here, and then whenever someone presses something on the launchpad, it will change whatever is on the TVs that are currently over there. Kinda. Yeah. I have like 3 at the moment. I need another 6 to make up the video wall. And then any more than that as a bonus. So that was the basics of Resolume. Basically, you turn all the twiddles and you push some buttons, and that happens. So yeah. When I have a bunch of my clips and stuff, I'll do another video, and hopefully then I'll have the video all finished. So till then, I will keep on making some blog posts, and you can catch me in the next one. That's how cool people end videos, isn't it? Great. Bye!